groaning like a geezer.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.
No, that wasn't a freeze frame, folks. You know the thing about live TV is you just never know what's going to happen. And right now, nobody has showed up. Somebody says competition, and they flee the ship like rats off a sinking ship, I guess. But oh, wait a minute, someone just arrived. So we'll make the best of this as we can, because, folks, much like I was going to say Peter O'Toole in My Favorite Year, where he was brought in to do this live TV show in the 50s, and he didn't know that it was going to be live. And then he found out right before he's supposed to go on, and he got scared and freaked out and said, "I'm not an actor, I'm a movie star." And I can't say either of those things, but I will say the show must go on. So I've stalled long enough. Let's bring in a guy who was missing, but now he's back again. He's our favorite. He's David Williams. There he is. Hey, David. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate you being here today.
I didn't know I disappeared. I just went into the other room.
You said I looked at the clock and it was time to start the show, and you go, "Yeah, I'll be right back." And you left. I went, "Do I wait or do I get the?" So anyway, there's David. That's one down. Now let's see a guy who's been aging like a fine wine. It's Gary Martin. He is always here. I thought you were smoking for a minute.
I thought so too. I said, "Oh man, he's hitting that blunt hard.
Man. He's lighting up the camels.
He's getting lifted on the show."
Well, so here we are, and here's the deal as I know it. Kelsey finally got back in touch. He sends his regards. He's been he's working on multiple projects right now, and his health hasn't been great recently, so it's taking more of his time, and he has had to extend his hiatus a little bit. So there's that. And then we don't know where Ethan is. You guys, I publicly invited him on the Kings. I privately invited him. I sent him the link. He was up streaming pretty late last night. There's a good chance he's asleep on the couch someplace, but we're hoping that he'll scoot on in here with a cup of coffee and be wide awake and ready to go here in a few minutes.
I think I have a good feeling. I think he's going to show.
I think he's just being fashionably late. People, they you come to a party, you want to be the last one to arrive and the first one to leave kind of thing. And I think maybe that's what we're looking at. So,
well, it's better if you're going to do that. You tell people you don't know if you can come, and then you show up late, and then you're a hero.
You're right. You're right. It's a huge celebration.
Right.
So, David, is that you?
Yes.
Are you calling Ethan?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, leave a message. Tell him he's going to give his phone number out on the air.
Yeah, no. How about no?
Put it in the type his phone number in the chat.
Oh.
Where you at, player? That's all I said.
Well, I think it gets the message across. Well, you know what? There are people that are here, and there are people in the chat. So let's talk to them a little bit. Give Ethan a little bit more time to kind of roll on in here. Creative Faye was the first person in. Welcome. She says, Spider-Man does whatever spider can. Hello, Aaron, his amazing friends. Be on the lookout for the Frogman. We are on the lookout right now.
Yeah, how did you know?
Corum, nice. Get some MJ in there. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Halder 6480, Alexander Yergart Jensen. So is Kelsey going to be there if EVS is there? Apparently neither are going to be here. Oh my goodness. Okay. Brian Norton, all the way from Japan, says, can someone please show him fighting Carnage, my favorite villain? Oh, so now I have to draw 2 characters, Brian?
Do it.
Storm B is here. Ronan said David can just show the Spider-Man he drew recently and get the victory. Well, that doesn't work that way, Ronan. It's a whole new day. Leg Kick is here because Leg Kick is almost always here. Robert the Bruce is here. Henry Jeremick. He says, Aaron, I wanted you to know that I always try and say something nice about your art, but Gary Martin, for some reason, will twist my words around to attack you. Is that true, Gary? Is that what you're doing?
Well, yeah, I can't deny I've done that.
Ryos is claiming David's the winner already. Omer Glitch is here. Dan the Pizza Man, Genovese, Jabez is here. 40-year-old Graybeard is here. He says, Mark Bagley was a Spider-Man artist I grew up with in the 90s. Bagley's dynamic artwork and attention to detail captured the essence of Spider-Man's agility and fluidity in motion. All right, Spider-Man Jack is here. Bibliobob is back. Thank you for joining. James Murphy is here. James Mercy also is here. Fox Mulder, Tree Goblin HD, LE Broken Until Broken 3. That is live, by the way, you guys. If you're fans of Kenneth Rocafort, Groken 3 is now live on Indiegogo. You want to go check that out and back that. Soy Free Thoughts is here. Ozhead is here. Toshiro. OB Jin Kenobi. OBGYN Kenobi.
Yeah, see, I don't know if I would. Never mind. I realized what I was about to say.
RBI Studio. RBI Studios is here. Darth Scipio is here. Nordic Nerd, Literature Devil, Omer Glitch. I think I already said that, but I'll say it again. Birdman Burrs made the trip in. Let's see. Ronan, Richie Man, the Vespa guy. Vespa, I did tell David, but I'll read it again out loud. Can't make the live today again, unfortunately. Would you ask David if he sends an email before he mails his art out? My mail person is terrible, and I don't want them to leave it on the ground. Hail. David's got you covered. Tom Tuttle is here. Henry Bemis, all the way from Oregon, is here. Marcus Killer Group, purveyor of all things pop culture knowledge, is joining us. Trips is here. Michael Rushbrook. Enrique Cabrera is here. Citizen Ronin. Let's see here. Who else we got? Anybody? Sand and Metal has joined us. What do they use sand and metal for? Is that like used to there's some alchemy that sand and metal they do to forge something, or I don't know. I'm trying really hard to make it
I just let you go out on that tightrope.
But isn't there though? I mean, it sounds like that's something. I don't know. Kel Razor's here. Gene Wood is here. Survive Infinity 0088 is here. Birdman says this non-competition competition is going to be interesting based on pose alone. Yeah. Cyberfrog Trump cover sold on eBay for $250. Wow. Surlock is here. Mm-hmm. Tagamo Model Works, Tex Zombie Rome Ground. Oh my gosh. Wow. Turn it into Gary. Rome Grown. You guys are.
Yeah, if you're having trouble, then I'm in.
It's going to be tough today. Tony's Oprano is here. I guess that's like sort of a like soprano reference there. says, is the trash cast still on tonight? You're asking the wrong dude. Gen X Catholic is here. Best Age Comics is here. Zombie Chow. Slacker R223 is here. Fallen Lowlife is here. Mighty Magic. John Platt. Paul Taylor, our resident biologist, has made it in. Brian 999. He's a monster. Lord Colostomus Butt Eagle has joined.
Wait a minute. Please read that again.
Lord Colostomus Butt Eagle. Oh. Hey, we invited Malin once, and he did not come in. So, we don't extend, multiple invitations, man. We're a very snooty, highbrow group. If you snub us, boy, we move on. Numpty Dumpty is here. I added the Dumpty. Frankie Ramon is here. Yeah, but Ignite is here. My goodness, you guys are packed. I know you're here to see Ethan. I can't supply him yet because he hasn't shown up.
They're gonna flee as soon as
I know our numbers are gonna drop like a rock. Boy, oh boy. Okay, guys, that's Shane Peterson's there. In Mato is here. Apex Comics. Just a ton of people. Pastmaster Dan. Dunn Ringgill is here. Thank you guys all for joining us. Eric Hutfells. I'm usually running errands and eating dinner at this time. I rearranged my day to be here. Great. Now I have guilt. We do have a G-Dash for $10. Thank you so much. Since Ethan is late, I will take from what I give to his trash cast. Exactly.
Thank you.
That's right. Send it here. And, this reminds me, when I was in college, this happened to me more than once. I would be like, here's a perfect example. I was at Oregon State, first year of college. I was studying in the library for this math test, right? And I just had this sinking feeling. And then suddenly it dawned on me that I was supposed to be at the math class while I was studying for it. And I didn't get a very good grade in that class because you're supposed to show up for the finals. That's right. Be prepared like Boy Scouts. And we are. And that's why we're going to move right into the show and tell portion of our show. And you don't want to miss this because I have some interesting stuff and so does David. And Gary, Gary's got some stuff. So we'll see how it all plays out.
Boy,
David.
That disintegrated when it got to me.
Yeah, well, I do what I can. David, what have you got here for us?
This amazing piece, no pun intended. Well, maybe there was, that I did for an auction for Graham Nolan's daughter and son-in-law who tragically lost their house in a fire. And so his buds came to the rescue and did some artwork to fund.
Isn't that, David, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you know how my mind works. Isn't that redundant?
What?
Tragically lost their house?
Yes.
Hey,
there
you
go.
guys, but real quickly, a tragedy has been averted. Someone has just shown up in the green room. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome the man himself. Ethan Van Sciver is in the house.
Hi. I'm not like more than 15 minutes late, am I? 17 minutes late?
17 minutes late. We covered for you really well, though.
God damn. All right, thank you. Yeah, I'm here. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys.
All right, go ahead and relax. David's showing some artwork. We'll get to you in just a second, so you can take your time here to kind of get together.
All right, I'm eating a steak real quick.
Okay, go ahead. Just shovel it in, man. Don't worry about it.
How do you eat steak quickly? Don't you have to savor it?
He doesn't chew. Just oops.
Do you have dessert lined up too, or is it just a steak?
No, it's just a steak. Andrew was like, yo, you're late, and I cooked you a steak. It's in the fridge, so I'm eating as fast as I can. Yeah, I got to be in tip-top shape to
I think you guys, yeah. It's a good point. I think you guys are in trouble if Ethan is all staked up.
Well, I think. There's a better chance you're going to fall asleep during the show.
That's what I was hoping that he would fall asleep, but I think no.
No, I just woke up. That was the whole thing. I had to nap. And
he's doing the Rocky thing. Do you got some raw eggs too that you're drinking down to?
No. My camera's not on because I'm eating steak right now, man. There's a bacteria. I will be
Okay,
there.
let him eat.
Okay.
All right.
We'll leave you alone. Enjoy your meal. We'll be back. Although I'm leaving you on, so don't chew too loudly. There you go. You put the mute on. Okay, David, back to you.
Man,
All
I
right.
thought I ate good on this show.
Oh my goodness. I didn't eat anything. I'm starving, man. My coach always told me, play hungry. Play hungry. So
Yeah, he was wrong. So anyway, this was for Graham Nolan's art auction, and it wasn't a competition, even though this is a winning piece.
it is. It's brilliant, but it really doesn't matter because you can't use it for today.
Doggone it.
Yeah.
And since Ethan spoiled it already, he posted this page up a few days ago of a new character that's in Fearsome that's a total badass.
Dude, I've got the color if you want me to show
Oh
it to you.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, show the color.
There it is. Ethan posted this actually
Right.
on his Twitter page. So, hey, it's free. It's fair game, man.
How
There
is
you go.
that? It's actually glowing.
Right?
I see guys do that with color, and I'm like, how do they do that? Where's the glow stick on Photoshop?
Well, that is totally awesome.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I felt like the color saved it because I was struggling with this. I drew this like 3 times, to just get it where it is, and I'm still not happy with it. But it serves its purpose. And
Dude, it looks cool, and I love that horned witch devil character too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
This is
Cool.
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Yeah,
This is gonna be a great book.
Yeah, I think so. And like just before that, I had this page where she's taunting our lead, right before. You got to show it on full screen.
Oh, you're okay. We're back. Okay, I'm sorry, it was covered up. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, this page where Eli is sleepwalking and he's driving while he drives off, and he's seeing this in his dream, and she's attacking him and stuff like that, and she has this
Oh, dude, I love those layouts.
this cord that's connected to him and stuff like that, and she's taunting him, and like right before that, that's when she comes in and she slices her arm off with this blazing sword and stuff and saves him from
My
what
wife
his
used to
fate
do
was
that
gonna
to
be.
me while I drove.
Oh, is that right? She would taunt you.
Yep. When she
Dude,
sat in the
that's
back seat,
Cool
so I
stuff,
couldn't.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she sat in the back seat, so I couldn't reach her.
That is some cool stuff.
nice.
Let me grab some super chats real quick as they're rolling in here.
All right.
Stealth X5 for $2. Hello. Well, hello, right back at you. Son of Liberty Radio, $2. Not true. I'm here for Gary and David and Shelly. Okay.
Good man.
No, I mean, look, I can only take so much of this crap. All right.
I need to
for
give
me.
a heads up that once you start drawing, I have a new sound effect that will be well worth a $20 super chat.
200 watt studio for $2. Send Kelsey the link. Yeah. Well, I already told you that he's not going to be in probably for a while. So, Hendon Schnelly for £2. That's more than $2. David, go easy on Ethan. Aaron, try your best today. He's patting me on the head. Try your best.
He's already conceded.
Oh my gosh. Robert the Bruce for $4.99. Hail Beards. Thank you for the best draw stream on the interwebs. I look forward to a first round KO by Brohawk. A lot of people are in David's corner. Now, I'd like to say this is not a competition, but Gary has made it a competition. And oh my gosh, look at Ethan brought the sword out. So he knows this is a competition today. Oh my gosh. Okay, hang on. Save it, Ethan. We have a show and tell segment, which we're doing right now. And we'll give you a minute, a moment in the sun to show that off. But let's painfully go through Gary's first. What do we got first, Gary?
What the hell?
Dang.
Did you pull up my
Pants.
screen? My
You
Can
didn't
you
give
see
me
that?
anything to pull up.
oh, That, of course.
Participate, Gary, in the show. That would be helpful.
No, I'm still thinking about the steak.
It was good. Yeah, it was really good.
Now, did you have to
All
eat
right,
it cold?
share screen, window. We want this one. Share. There we go.
Yeah, we're not old on this show. Here we go. Okay, there it is. Okay.
This is a commission. This is a copy of a Brian Boland convention sketch that a client wanted me to re-ink.
Improve?
It's Boland, so I wouldn't say
Yeah,
improve.
but I can say it.
It's a convention sketch.
That's
and
not
he
a
wanted
great
me
Boland.
to, like extend the body and tighten up the inking. So
Woo!
That's nice. That looks like a real Brian Boland piece now.
whoops.
It does. That is really nice.
So I just, just went with what he had and attached some legs to it and tried
Juiced
to
it up a
Boland
little.
it up. Yeah, and when I try to mimic Boland, it makes me realize how unlike Boland I am and how good he was, because it's hard. It's just like it's hard.
You did a
Let's
fine
see.
job.
Thank you.
Spambot
And
getting right to the point
this is-
says breasts are far too small. So I just, just saying.
I've got to draw the line someplace.
There you go.
This is a commission. Somebody, actually a friend of the show, commissioned me to do this. His Storm with the Mohawk is his favorite.
That's from that X-Men Apocalypse movie. I just watched that last night to see if it was as bad as I remember it, and yes, it was.
Yeah, I've not seen that movie, but I did steal the costume
Well, dude, you can't
from the
you
film.
can't put what Oscar Isaac is like 5 nothing, and he's supposed to be Apocalypse. They couldn't get a big guy to do that, or stretch him digitally or something. I don't know.
And then I have one more thing to show. Ooh, what's this?
Oh, you got him back.
Awesome.
Nice.
They came yesterday, so I will be shipping these out tomorrow.
Wow. All right.
Awesome.
I'm looking forward to getting my copy. All right, Ethan, you are our special guest. You must have something that you want to share with the fine people here. What have you got for us?
No, I ate it all already.
No, what? Show us the Rainbow the Brute.
This is a Rainbow the Brute action figure sculpt printout here. You can see he's a little, Venus de Milo, but I do have his arms here. I just haven't attached them yet.
How big is that?
This big. Like, look. So
Is that like 7 or 8 inches tall?
Probably more than that. I'm not really sure anymore. But yeah, this is probably about 12 inches. But he's just a digital printout of what.
Is it going to be that big, or are they going to be smaller when you?
He'll be much smaller. Yeah, he'll be action figure size. But
that is so accurate to your art.
Well, I said that. Yeah, I said please make sure that like he looks, because I mean the first try the guy made him super realistic, and I said, I mean I would rather he be even more cartoony than this for the action figure, but he got it pretty right. I like the one eye is kind of halfway closed, pinch closed like Popeye. He's got the underbite and the crooked teeth and everything. It's pretty good for Rainbow the Brute,
Did you say they did that like on a digital printer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really? Wow, that's very cool.
So I like to get like a full-size statue printout, like when I'm going to do an action figure, and just look at it for a while. And there he is.
That's
So
awesome.
then you let it kind of sink in for a while and go in and make some changes, or is that what before you authorize it, or is it ready to go as is?
No. I mean, it needs to go through a ton of changes. Making an action figure is a lot of work.
Right.
I'm just going to make this one this year. Next year, we're going to go all in and do Cyberfrog Wave 2. But this year, just the one, and I'm going to have to cut him up and do all the articulation. It's going to be, he's going to look a little different when it's finished. But that's a good start. It's a good start.
Excellent. That is really, really cool, man.
Yeah.
All right, let me.
Aaron's been chomping at the bit.
I've got some stuff I want to show real quick here before we get drawing, and it's one of those things where it's like, why are you doing that? And I can't explain it. I just did it. So
again?
I know. So I'm doing this recreation of Strange Tales 107, and I can't explain why, but I just got this kind of wild hair, and that's what the Kirby version looks like. And I was like, I need to juice this up a little bit. And
how dare you?
I know. I have nobody that like said, hey, Aaron, I'll give you $1,000 if you whatever. I just did it. I still have to ink the character. I'm still working on the lettering, but call me crazy.
Yeah, you notice that Aaron dropped a hint of how much he wants for it.
Right? No, that would be probably cheaper. But at this point, when I realize I don't have anybody that actually wants it, I probably will be more flexible. But anyway, yeah. So I'm working on that for some strange reason. And my final warm-up painting before I jump into the Kit Carter movie poster, this is the underpainting in acrylic for just a Red Sonja piece. And I want to get on that pretty quick. But I have not neglected Kit Carter, as I'm on page 37 right now. So everything is moving forward.
That looks like, what's her name from Gilligan's Island?
Oh, you're right.
Louise, as Red Sonja. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're
I'll
right.
put that little beauty mark on her and we'll be ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
And look, I drew a little face down there on my butcher paper. So I'm always drawing, guys. Always drawing.
Yeah, that butcher paper will be on eBay any day now.
Now, actually, it ends up getting covered in paint, and then I end up having to wad it up and throw it away. So anyway, okay, you guys, are we ready? This is what we're doing today. Normally, we pick categories and let you guys choose the category, and then we pick characters, broad range of characters from that category. So no one's drawing the same thing because this is a studio hangout. It's not a competition, but today Gary manipulated the poll so that we're all drawing the same thing. We're drawing Spider-Man or Spider-Man related, I guess we could. So it does kind of feel like a competition.
No, Aaron, no Spider-Man related.
It's Spider-Man. Okay.
But how many different versions of Spider-Man are there?
There's quite a few.
Oh,
A lot.
I see where you're going with this. All right. But
whoever does the black suit Spider-Man is a weenie.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. That's a great idea.
Everybody just fill in the blacks. I'm done.
I know. Cheaters.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right.
Aaron, you're tasked to do the six-arm Spider-Man from the Mobius story.
The Mobius story? That was from Amazing 100, man.
Yeah. I said with Morbius.
Oh, the Morbius. I thought you said Mobius. I'm like, when did Mobius do a six-arm Spider-Man story?
Aaron, before you start.
Yeah. Oh. All right, here we go.
Oh, boy. I can't draw Spider-Man. What are we doing?
Yeah, you're going to have to. 200-watt studio for $2. EVS, since when do steaks have custard and cream? Look at them coming after you even on my show. That's terrible.
I know.
My goodness. Geek Avenger, $2. That's what she said. What?
Well, yeah, the timing.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, the timing's off.
Jimmy Owens for $1.99. Thank you, Jimmy, very much. Says, thanks for the stream. Hey, thank you for being here. All right, there is no time limit, except there is sort of a time limit. We try to wrap this up in about by 4 o'clock, which would be 7 o'clock Eastern. So we got about an hour and a half, maybe a few minutes more if I need it to make mine look better than David's and Ethan's. But
if you need it, okay.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
you know,
Ethan, the time ends when Aaron is finished.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, so just keep an eye on what Aaron is doing, and you know how much time you'll have.
Well, and I'm going to bombard Ethan with questions to kind of distract him as well. So.
Well, guys, you don't. I mean, don't make it hard on me. I don't do this. Like, I am not the best guy under pressure here. You might not have noticed that, but
we make it hard for everybody who comes on the show. So don't take it personally.
Yeah, because they're intimidated. That's why.
Yeah.
Everybody fears David when they really should be fearing me. Now, I wanted to ask you.
I had a question first.
Okay, go ahead. Whatever. Go ahead.
You interrupted me.
Okay, go
Now, I know most of your DC stuff, Ethan, but did you have much experience with Marvel?
Well, I mean, I drew. I worked on New X-Men with Grant Morrison, and did a little bit of that. I did about 6 books for Marvel. It wasn't much. I really preferred working at DC.
How did you jump ship?
They fired me.
Oh,
Joke aside, it brought me into the office, and I was just flummoxed by everything. I was supposed to be. I joined on the agreement that I was going to get to draw a Jean Grey Phoenix book, and I said I can do 6 a year. That's my normal pace. And so I'll do the 2 a year of Frank Whiteley's. I'll make up because they said Frank Whiteley's only going to be able to do 10 a year, so you do his other 2, and then you'll be able to do 4 books of whatever you want. So I was going to do a 4-issue Phoenix book. And it quickly became clear that like I was going to have to do more than 2. Like, Ethan, you're going to have to do 4. I said, 4? I don't know how. Well, I'll get my Phoenix book done in 2 years then. No, you're going to have to do 8 because Frank can only do 4. And I went, fuck. So then they had to have another guy come in, because it was way out of. I was like redundant all of a sudden. Yeah, it was horrible. It was just hard, like a bad experience. And I'm working with Grant Morrison, who famously does not communicate with his artists. Like, he's just kind of like, here's the script, and if you have any questions, I don't know, consult consult your priest or something. I don't. So it was a rough experience. I did the best that I could, but I was just overwhelmed by the whole thing. And
so you went right from your independent Cyberfrog book to Marvel, or was there any sort of stuff?
No, there was a stopover. I mean, I worked on Impulse. I was drawing Impulse for Humberto Ramos when he left. Well, he left, and a guy named Craig Rousseau came on board. Yeah, and he was there forever. Like, he must have done 50 issues of Impulse, which is a lot, like a big run. And I knew they were ready to replace him, so I came in and did a fill-in, and then they gave the job to me. I did that for a little while, and I met Jeff Johns, and we were like, we were ready to go over to Marvel, and we were going to work together. Like, that was the whole thing. We're going to get to do this book, and it didn't happen because of various reasons. So I couldn't wait to get back to DC. I really, I tell a story about how they kind of lied to me, the editors, which was no fun. So anyway, I don't want. It's reliving the Marvel. My time at Marvel is
painful.
My favorite thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they hire editors based on the results of a lie detector test. If they fail the test, then they hire
them. Yeah, that sounds about right.
James Murphy wants to know, Ethan, tell us about the Jean Grey story that would have been.
I've told it before, and some people just. I think the reaction that I get from people about it is that I'm glad it didn't happen. So at the time, like, I loved Jean Grey, and working at DC. Was all about kind of connecting some dots of history. It's like you want to know, like, you might do a story about, like, a Batman story about what happened to Joe Chill's gun. You know what I mean? Like, everything matters at DC, but not so at Marvel. They just kind of go, people would have forgotten that. That doesn't matter. I'd say, well, it's part of her history. So Jean Grey became an X-Man because she was best friend. She had a best friend. What was her friend's name? I can't even remember now. But in her origin story, it was in Bizarre Adventures 27 or whatever that was. She had a best friend, and they went everywhere together. And then what happened was her friend got hit by a car and died in Jean's arms. And Jean just kind of went into a coma after that. Just kind of had trouble. So they ended up taking Jean to Professor X to help her. Professor X helped her, and she became an X-Man. So that's the story. Now, my thing was, that probably her friend was a mutant and they were like on par with each other. Like they were both Omega mutants, young Omega mutants. And when her friend died, her soul went into Jean and was sharing a space with her, like in her brain. And that's why Jean was kind of like in this weird like this weird state of what's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, when they took her to Professor X, Professor X like took this girl's soul, her being, out of Jean Grey and put her in a psychic box. This is what I was going to add to it. And supposedly, oh, I saved you, I helped you. And it's like Jean didn't know that he ever did that, and that this girl, her essence still existed in this psychic box. And so what I wanted to suggest was that this girl's being was the Phoenix Force. So when the space shuttle went down and all that stuff, it coincided with her busting free from that psychic box and then trying to rejoin with Jean Grey. You know, and that's what I wanted to do, and that's a perfectly DC Comics style story. But yeah, DC was like, nobody even remembers like that aspect of
Nobody will care about that.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay. I don't know. I think it would have been cool, but no. So
that reminds me, Ethan. David shares the soul of Rush Limbaugh.
Is that right?
No, I had a Man-Thing project that's almost as compelling as that I couldn't get off the ground over there either. That's one of the reasons I ended up going to DC, is because they told me they would let me do it, and they just kept putting it off and putting it off. You know.
Yeah, I mean that's the way it is, right? You have something that you want to do, but they keep giving you something else. I mean, what got in the way of a Man-Thing for you?
Well, they were. I brought it up to them, and I was working on. What was I working on? I think I just finished up like Planet Hulk, and the word from they told Joe, and Joe was like, oh yeah, we can do that, because it's just a one shot. Like I thought, let's do a giant sized Man-Thing. It'll be funny, but it's also a pretty good story. And but then they moved me over to. They said, well, okay, but do Ms. Marvel, and so I was doing Ms. Marvel, and I'd keep bringing that up, and then they're like, yeah, we can do that, but why don't you take over Ultimate X-Men or Ultimate Fantastic Four? And I was. They wouldn't let me. They weren't giving me the covers, and I said, look, I'm not doing this unless you guys give me the covers. And so then they made me do a sample cover, right? Which I started doing it, and I got it halfway done, and it was like one of those Bugs Bunny moments, where you're like, you're the guy that just got tricked by Bugs Bunny. You're like, what am I doing? And I just, I started hitting myself on the hammer. I hate myself. I do. So what I did was I finished the piece, sent it to them, and they said, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I guess you can do the covers. And I said, I quit. And then I went over to DC.
What? So wait a second. I don't understand. I understand you got tricked, but were they like okay with your covers? I mean,
yeah,
the cover that you did, they were okay with it.
But I was insulted so much that they would not, that I had to do a sample. I mean, I'd been in the,
Oh, you prima donna, you. Oh, my goodness. I thought there was some abuse at the end of this. There's not.
Ethan,
There's just your feelings.
Welcome to Graybeards.
Oh, that's funny.
No, so, and I'd been talking to Dan DiDio anyway, but that was kind of like the, because I didn't really want to do the Ultimate FF because I'm not, I didn't like what they were doing that much with the Ultimate books, but, thought I'd be okay. But that really kind of ticked me off. Like, no, you can't. I mean, they told me I couldn't do the covers, and then I was like, well, wait a minute, let me prove it to you. Okay, you can prove it to kind of thing. And then I did it, and then I was like,
I'll show them.
Well, I did, and I felt I was so ticked at myself for being such a pansy about it. And of course, I had something lined up. It wasn't like I just jumped ship and was like, "Catch me, Dan." No, I was talking to them, and I mean, and it was also the Man-Thing was ticking me off. I was like, because it wasn't so much that was the project to die on, but it was it's like, it's just, I was at the company now, had been for 5 years, and it was like, throw me a bone, man. I'm not asking for the world. And
Aaron, watch what you're saying about Man-Thing. You realize that the chat is already peppered with.
I know. Throw me a bone, Man-Thing. I know. I'm already. I'm surprised I don't get clipped more often than I do, because it's stuff that comes out of my mouth. It's not.
You're just asking them to do it.
I know. Yeah, it's crazy. But so it's not quite as salty as the tale that you had, Ethan, with the X-Men editors.
Yeah.
But it was enough to tick me off.
Okay, Aaron.
Oh. Underneath it all, I'm a seething, angry guy. That's the thing. Angela Curry for $5. Thank you, Angela. It's great to finally have Ethan on here. Thanks, Aaron. Has Ethan seen Art of Roy's Cyberfrog piece? It's amazing.
Yeah.
He posts that stuff and ats you all the time, I think. He does the same with some Kit Carter pieces and stuff.
Is that the one you critiqued?
Me? I didn't.
Yeah. You told him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember now. Yeah, I told him to change a couple of things there.
Yeah.
I got to buy that piece from him.
Oh, Hidden Hand. Sorry.
It is not like... It's not every day that I do that, like see some fan art and go, oh, I have to have that. Like that's actually like legit ready to print. But that was one of those cases, yeah.
There's a lot of talented people meandering around, and I hate to use this word, but this space, for lack of a better term at the moment.
Yeah. Without a home.
Yeah.
Without a project. I agree. I cannot remember for the life of me how to draw Spider-Man's eyes. Jeez. You know what? I never drew him. Oh boy, hold on a second. I gotta. Is it cheating if I call up a picture real quick?
No.
Okay.
There's Ethan. There is no cheating on this show.
Wait a minute. Who said that? I never said that.
Aaron accuses everyone of cheating, but
well, you can't. People that people that in the past have drawn the picture before they've come on, just kind of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, come on, that's cheap.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
Aaron,
supposed to draw. That's kind of cheap.
Aaron, have you noticed that Ethan is inking already?
Well, I mean, I use lousy pencils, and I try to clean it up with inks. And I'm telling you, I am not good at this. You guys are going to rock my world here, but it's an honor to be with you.
Well, we appreciate you saying that. We're so happy to have you on here. I know people have been clamoring for you for a while, so I'm glad we're.
What the hell is
that? Your sound effects are troubling at best. 200-watt studios for another $2. EVS is a giant-sized pie thing. Oh my gosh! How can you?
Yeah,
I apologize, Ethan. I
didn't come here to be insulted. Okay?
I know. It's really important.
I love that the insults that we get because people in the chat feel safe to do so. If we were at a show, do you think they'd come up to our tables and say this?
Nobody would dare. Yeah, can you imagine them coming up to our faces and saying, "You big pie eating freak"? Like, there's no way anybody.
I don't know, man. I think we've empowered these people. We're in trouble. I think. Every time we go to a show. Oh my gosh! So you guys are heading to Chicago, is that right?
That's right. Are you going?
No, I never do well at Chicago.
Oh, great. Is it not good there? I mean,
it hasn't been for me. I mean, a lot of people do well there, but it just is one of those weird shows where, for the amount of money I have to pay to go, it's like.
That's a long way from the West Coast.
Yeah. That's right. I actually have to leave my house. I'm like, in some ways, I think I'm worse than Malin. I think he actually probably leaves his house more often than I do. Because he goes to Taco Bell pretty regularly. I don't even do that. So.
Somebody's yelling at me in the chat. All caps from James Murphy. Ask Aaron, does he have a scan of that cover he did before leaving Marvel? I'm sure he has it somewhere. Look for it. What
I'll
covers?
I'll try and bring it up next week. I have to find it. Problem is, I've gone through about 4 computers since then, so it's like I've got it's on like different flash drives, and I've got different hard drives stored with just artwork, and I have to go through all that stuff to find it because I know it's not on this computer that I'm on right now.
Why?
Phantasmagorical for $2 says, "I love you, Ethan. You other guys
Aw.
too." So there you go. So there's some love in the chat.
Thank you, Phantasmagorical.
We appreciate that. We have over 1,000 people watching right now. That would be called the Ethan Sciver effect. We thank you guys. If you're watching on YouTube, I know a lot of you are on Twitter, but if you're on YouTube, hit the like and subscribe. Appreciate it. It helps the channel, our modest little channel, grow. Paul Taylor, Canadian $10. I'll take that. Thank you, Paul. Hail panel and chat. I'm willing to insult all of you to your face if you ever come to Calgary. Nice to see you on here, Ethan.
Hey,
So
That'd be worth going to it.
yeah, now I got to go to Calgary just so Paul can insult me to my face.
Yeah.
200-watt studios, another $5. I would never try to approach EVS's table at a con to call him overweight. There wouldn't be room. Oh my gosh! Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you gotta be kidding me.
This is terrible. I'm embarrassed. I just.
Can you imagine? You invite me, I'm a guest on the show.
I know, and you know,
ridiculed.
And you're like you're doing stand-up comedy where you have to fight the audience.
It's just. Now, okay, Ethan, you were up pretty late last night.
Mm-hmm.
I know this because I was up pretty late last night, and you're 3 hours later than I am.
Yeah.
Did you just? I mean, I was like, is he going to make the show? Because it was like, when did you tune out? Like 3 a.m. last night or something?
Yeah, it was about 3 a.m. We had to close out. It's typical. I mean, it was John Malin had Inglorious Rex, or no, Godlike. Was it Godlike that we closed out last night? What did we do last night?
My God, like,
Oh, it was Graveyard Shift. Graveyard Shift 5.
Okay, all right. I was like, what the
Oh
heck?
yeah. Yeah, it was a closeout show. So
Oh, okay.
I try my best to stay up for those as late as I can, and I was feeling it. I mean, we had some energy last night, so we were able to do it.
I did not realize that was a closeout. I would have come on. I thought you were just doing your normal trash cast. So
No. I mean, it worked. We had 2,800 people in there, and which is enormous for a closeout, and John did good. So it was fun.
excellent.
Oh my God.
So you
got
didn't
three.
leave another.
You've got 3.
Wow, they're just rolling in. You are a Ethan. I have to admit, you are a super chat magnet.
The chat realizes that Ethan's not getting any of that money, right?
Yes. No, they do realize that.
That's why they're doing it, right?
Yeah.
Bibliobob for $1.99. Actually, that's 1.99 pounds from across the pond. Ethan, ask Aaron to look something up to stall him. Yeah, that often works, actually. Craig Smith II for $5. Aaron and the rest. Hello, all. A question for Ethan. Who was the easiest writer you worked with, and who was the hardest?
Jeff Johns was the easiest, and Grant Morrison was the hardest.
There you go. You didn't even have to hesitate.
Yeah, I mean, Grant Morrison was really, really tough because he wasn't helpful, and his scripts were really bizarre, like a train of thought kind of. He was doing a lot of drugs during that time period.
I mean, seriously?
Yeah, I mean he was, because I knew that because he made this weird video where he took a lot of mushrooms and then he gave a lecture about going to Saturn, and it was it was on video. We watched it. Kind of went crazy about Satanism. And that was during the time period that he was writing X-Men. So I was like, oh, I watched it while I was doing X-Men. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I in for here with this guy? But he was really nice to me. He was really kind to me and everything. But he was unapproachable when it came to speaking about the work itself. He'd just say, well, do what you want with it, So
Wait a minute. How do you mean unapproachable? Meaning he didn't want to talk, or he wouldn't talk about it, or you just couldn't get a hold of him?
We couldn't get a hold of him, and the editors wouldn't help. Like he made it clear that he did not want to speak to any of us who were working on the project.
Wow.
and the only person who could speak to him was Frank Whiteley, and we could ask questions through his girlfriend, but we didn't none of the fill-in guys had anything else from him. We didn't have his email, anything like that. So,
Aaron, I think I'm going to institute that policy from now on, that I'm not speaking to any of you during the show, that David has to speak to.
Dude, if you have no purpose then if you're not at least doing that.
You're right. Get out.
Well, you got to you have several super chats, Aaron.
You have to have Grant Morrison clout to pull that crap over here.
But true.
Robert Adams for $5 would love to see a Julie Newmar Catwoman draw off. I'd buy all of them. Yeah, that's what you say, Robert. But will you really? We did actually. I drew a Julie Newmar. Catwoman, didn't I, on one of these shows? And I think I did sell it. So I don't know who. I don't know if it was Robert that bought it or somebody else. Travis Perrick for $5. Speaking of pies, Ethan, I didn't know that we were. Will you be? I think he said cheating. Will you be eating a Chicago deep dish pizza when you go to C2E2?
I mean, I don't know. I would think so. We'll see what the other guys want to do.
Yeah, try and stop him.
Katie did channel for $2. Katie, hail and good evening, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. Now, Katie is
that an insult? Is she calling us gentlemen? Is she talking?
Yeah, I don't know. No, but you know Katie a little bit, right, Ethan? I mean, at least.
Katie is part of the detractors. She's an Eric July detractor.
Oh, okay.
And she does a lot of detracting, which I appreciate because it's helpful with Trashcast. So she does. She'll clip his videos and stuff, which I appreciate.
I love that she does a lot of detracting.
Well, Eric July started calling his critics detractors, and so
I see.
He's like, my detractors say, and it's meant to sort of demean them. I think that they just took on the term and they said, we are detractors, and tonight we're going to be detracting. So
they own it.
I think it's pretty funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very clever.
Detractors. Aaron, where's your army of video artists that send you clips of buffoonery?
They send me Bigfoot videos, actually. The unfortunate thing with that is since I've been doing all that sort of cryptid stuff on my channel, I've gone through about every Bigfoot video you can imagine that's out there. So no one's ever sending me anything I haven't already seen or used. They're not producing Bigfoot material quick enough for me to keep up is the problem.
Yeah.
Or to get ahead of me, I mean. And I just watched the video, speaking of Bigfoot. Are you into that stuff at all, Ethan? Or
I mean, yeah, in a way. I'm not sure I'm a believer. I would like to believe, but
yeah, I'm very cynical, but I would like to believe, but you got to show me something.
Yeah. And
no one seems to be able to do it. But so this guy put together this 3-piece video. He just totally shredding the Patterson Gimlin film, and actually brought a bunch of interesting tidbits that was unaware of. His theory is that Patterson rigged the whole thing, and that Gimlin, his partner, was led to believe, or there was actually kind of a crony in the whole thing where he took advantage of him. He didn't tell him what was going on, so he staged it so that Gimlin would think it was real.
Mm-hmm.
And so then he would have like a guy that could testify that what he saw was real. And it was really sort of interesting and convincing that may have actually been what happened. So you have Patterson passed away. I think he had cancer or something, but Gimlin has been still doing the convention circuit, and is of the mind that that what he saw was actually real when the whole thing was, a setup. That was pretty interesting.
I'm not sure if this is true or not. Fat Tony says Neil Adams made a great Bigfoot video on YouTube.
That would not surprise me.
Is that true?
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me either.
You guys know that story. Mike Barr told me this story that he got like trapped on the couch with at a party with Neil Adams, and Neil Adams was talking about that weird time machine thing theory that he had. Neil had some really bizarre theories about things.
Like what?
Well, he was going to do that one comic book that was about this whole expanding Earth theory or something, where the Earth is actually getting bigger, and it was. I'm not even sure what the point of believing something like that would be, and it never came out. But it was kind of funny because he released these 2 pages of dinosaurs, right? And it was really cool, 2 pages, and then he had to put this disclaimer on there that said, "Oh, this is not reflective of what's in the book." The book is about these 2 guys at a bar talking about this expanding Earth theory, and this was like the one section where he's talking about dinosaurs. You're like, okay, so you're
dinosaurs in here. Just talk about dinosaurs.
Yeah, exactly. So he's like, basically trying to sell the book using, the only 2 pages of dinosaurs that are going to be in the entire graphic novel. And I don't think he ever finished it, but
I got a art critique from Neil while he was high on painkillers, and it was pretty cool.
Was
it cool?
Was it cool?
He was extremely nice.
Oh. Okay,
did you ever talk to him, Ethan, or have any sort of interaction with him?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, nothing. Just hello. How are you? I mean,
Right.
I did never, because like people knew, like, you did not, unless you wanted your day ruined, you don't ask him for an art critique. I never did, but yeah, I talked to him a few times. Sure.
The longest conversation I ever had with him was about 30 minutes. And he came over, and I wasn't charging for my autograph, and he lectured me for 30 minutes on why I should be charging for my autograph.
Wow, what the hell?
I know, and I sat there and I listened to it, and I just kept saying, Neil, and I'd stop him and I'd go, I'm not Neil Adams. Because he was like charging whatever he was charging, $50 for an autograph. I go, no one's going to pay me for my autograph, or very little. This was 25 years ago or something. Mm-hmm. And he finally left, and his son was with him, and he comes up to me and he goes, he just wants you to charge so he can raise his prices.
That's right. Yeah.
Aaron,
what I'm doing.
Aaron.
Yeah. Yes. Gary, invest in some.
No, I'm waiting for a more respectable chat, and then I'll bring out the.
Okay, the good stuff. Katie Did's channel for $5. She says, I also help promote comic artists every Saturday night on my show. It's been a lot of fun. I'm always blown away by their talent. I just draw stick figures. Well, you guys check out Katie Did's channel. I think that's what it's called, right? On YouTube is Katie Did's channel.
Yeah.
There you go. Go frequent that. And thank you, Katie. Appreciate that very much. 200-watt studio for $2. Oh, here it goes. The Earth wasn't expanding. Neil saw EVS eating. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
200-watt studio. I thought you guys were friendly, but I don't know. Maybe there's, seems to have some issues there.
Paul Taylor's asking me if I have any duck calls. We will see, Paul.
Yeah,
We will see.
please say no.
Is that, did we miss
Go ahead, Gary.
Jonah Von Doom's super chat? Did we miss that?
Who?
Jonah Von Doom.
Jonah Von Doom. Let me see. There's Robert the Bruce. Henden Schnilly. We got him. I don't see anybody named Von Doom in my little. I think we're being set up here.
£2.
Oh, there it is. It just showed up now. Okay. Jonah Von Doom, apparently some relation to Victor Von Doom for £2. Why did Steve Ditko walk away from Spider-Man? That's an excellent question. And I believe it was a little bit of conflict with our good friend Stan Lee is what my understanding is. But I'm not an expert on that. But does anybody have heard anything? Any sort of insight into that?
David,
Stan and Steve had a working relationship, and they were somewhat friends. But Ditko was very particular about how you spoke to him and certain words, and if you weren't precise in how you say something in the agreement that they had, and Stan wouldn't come to the agreement that Steve was the creator of Spider-Man, or the co-creator, and the way Stan would word it, there was a little bit of mealy mouth kind of wording that he would say, and it just like how you, Aaron, got so fed up with, you know, that editor after you did some work, you just said, forget it, I don't want to work with you. You know, it was that situation. So he was willing to blow the whole thing up, and because Stan wouldn't say a certain thing in the working relationship and the creation of Spider-Man. So that's why he dipped out.
So you're saying I'm sort of Ditko-esque, is what you're saying then.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, that makes you feel better. That's interesting because he kept working at Marvel, didn't he? And he's like in Doctor Strange and stuff, or did he just leave Marvel altogether at that point? Because that was what, 66? About?
Yeah, no, he just left Spider-Man and he went off and did some stuff for, I think it was DC. And then he left, and then he came back and did all that other stuff.
Wasn't he doing like a Creeper for DC at that time?
Yeah.
That's right. That was 68. Yeah. So, or 67 or 68. So yeah, that sounds about right. Interesting.
Like the morning zoo.
I know it is, except not as entertaining. Joe Lowe for $9.99. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. While I like everyone's art on this panel, I'm going to call the winner of this non-competition is Gary Martin. That's exactly why Gary called attention to that.
The only way to win is not to play.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hang on a second.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Wow.
Ethan's like marking on his calendar, never come on this show again. Fox Mulder for $50. Thank you so much, Fox. He says, much about the future has been disappointing, but the ability to watch and at least partially interact with the best artists and creators in comics is still pretty amazing. Looking forward to the Star Trek show with Graham. That's right. That premieres an hour after we're done here. So
what's Graham doing? He's doing a Star Trek show?
Yeah. Me, Anna, and apparently Ron Garney are going to be talking original Star Trek.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I was like, I didn't know Ron was a Trekkie. Tried to get him on this show, but he's like, I don't want to draw on camera. So we appreciate you.
Okay, well, he better not draw on that show.
We appreciate you, Ethan, coming on and not being afraid to put yourself out there on the stream.
Sure.
A lot of guys won't do it.
Chickens out there.
Yeah, it's just he wants the experience of drawing and being mocked simultaneously.
Yeah, well, one of the things I wanted to ask you also is, as your business empire expands, how challenging is it for you to keep it all organized and keep it all together? Because you've got multiple projects that you're doing, campaigns. You've got all the shipping because you have so many orders that you constantly are dealing with. You have your eBay store. I know your wife helps you, but do you ever get to a point where you're like, okay, I can't expand. I can't do any more.
Yeah, it's too much. Yeah, and but we're keeping it together for now. I mean, sometimes some things like leave my mind. I'll prioritize something and then sort of let something else drop. I forgot to ask people for the names on Camelot's car until yesterday. Finally got that out there. I was like, hey, the wrap's done. I'm like, oh no. So I had to go and ask everybody. Luckily, everybody was right there and took care of it. But yeah, like I'll focus on one thing and then kind of let another thing drop, which sucks. But For the most part, yeah, you just life kind of keeps you moving. People are there to remind you. Andrea's there. The boys are there, so, and definitely the fans are there. It's a lot. It's a lot to juggle. I mean, just doing one book is difficult.
Yeah, well, that's why I asked, because I'm sitting here going, wait a minute, just I don't stream nearly as much as you do, but I got to keep these shows organized. There's always a certain amount of prep work before you do a show, obviously.
Oh
and,
my gosh.
Yeah, and then you've got your juggling personalities that are on your show, and then on top of that, you got all your projects you're doing and trying to stay ahead of, and then you're also a creator who's working on those projects.
Yeah, I mean, during the day, it's all about drawing and getting and doing some work. At some point, I take a nap in the afternoon, which has become really vital, so that I can stay up and stream. It's all. I'm working about 3 jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is as an artist and running a warehouse, and then running a radio show at night. But I've never been as busy.
I know, that's what I keep saying. Why didn't I think of I mean, of course, the opportunities weren't around, 15 years ago. It was like, man, this would have been great for me to have done this when I was like, 35 and not 60.
Yeah, I would have left sooner.
Man, it is funny how addicted you get to being in part of the system. And then when you finally get out of the system, either forced out or, whatever, you start doing your own thing. You're like, what was I ever thinking? This is so much better.
Yeah. I always think, like, I wish I got another 2-year, like, head start. It's true.
Well, you're still youthful.
That's true. You're
Not like Gary. Gary's
you're a
like,
young punk. I think, I was doing the math. Besides Barron and Pat Broderick, I think those two are the only guys that are older than me in CG.
Well, I think older than you, period.
I could be wrong. Boy, I'm not reading the insults chat. There's
Gary's, unless they're insulting me, then he'll read those, right? You're gonna insult.
okay. Once Frothy Tavern says Ethan is full of vigor. Say that's a compliment. Okay, see, here's an example. Glitch is saying art with a question mark. So yeah, it's boy, they're emboldened today.
We've got a lively and salty group today.
Past Master Dan says, I can't unsee Ethan Spider-Man's right eye. What's wrong with his right eye?
Looks like his left eye.
Yeah,
I know. It's very symmetrical.
Image.
I don't know. Ethan,
Is it wrong?
They're just trying to distract you, trying to get you off your game.
I got white out here,
No, there's nothing wrong with his right eye.
He's punking you.
Oh, RT. I see. Christopher is clarifying RT Bear. No, yeah, I'm older than RT Bear.
But you carry it well, Gary, and that's all that matters.
So does Art. Like, when I think about how old Art is, I'm like, what?
Yeah. He acts like a kid.
He does.
I mean, his artwork is tremendous. We were talking a little bit earlier about Panosian and how Dan Panosian's artwork is so good, and it started off just inking those guys, and Art did the same thing. And Art can draw, man. That guy is he's bringing it.
Yeah.
The first time I met RT Bear was at Extreme Studios. He was there, and I was already working, and I walked up to him, and he had his back turned towards me and he wasn't talking to anybody. He was just at an art table, and I was just like, "Wow, RT Bear!" I said, "Your stuff is great. I would love to work with you." And he turned around and looked at me, and
He gave you this look.
he said, I bet you would. And they turned right back around, and that was it.
Are you kidding me?
Like who are you? Like he looked me up
Right.
and down, and I was just like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Ideally, if we could team up.
That would
Wow.
be great.
The
And now
arrogance
he's
of
like the
T-Bag.
nicest guy. He's always liking stuff on my page and all this other kind of stuff. And I don't even remind him of that, but I just thought that was so
Oh,
funny.
dude, you got to remind him of that. You've
That
got
was my first impression. I was just like, whoa, okay.
Brian Suddenly Old is asking, will Aaron be going to the MVCAE to keep Gary company?
I don't even know what that means. Is that like
In
an
Valley
or something?
Comic Art Expo. It's
Oh.
in next month in April.
Where?
Salem.
No.
You went last year, didn't you?
Yeah, I've gone the last 2 years.
Okay. So no, Brian, he is not going to a company.
Gary is on his own.
Yeah. So we
I hear-
can mock Aaron openly.
That's right. You can talk behind my back. No one cares. I'll tell you who will be there, though. Randy Emerlin will be there.
Yep, that's true.
Right.
Aaron, we got a couple more super chats.
Oh, my goodness.
They're not trombone super chats, but they are.
But they're worthy anyway, right?
Yes.
Okay. John Platt for £2. Would you guys consider drawing Judge Dredd? We'll consider anything, John.
Yeah. They will
Except for
consider
Atari Sport.
anything.
We should do that. Make that like a one of the poll choices is what's that British publisher called again? That not just Judge Dredd, but all
2000
that.
AD.
Eagle?
Yeah.
Eagle.
Yeah. Or 2000 AD.
Mm-hmm.
Could certainly be one of the topics
That's
that we
true.
do. 200-watt studio. Here we go again. $5. He's paying money for this, Ethan. But he's not making fun of you this time.
Oh.
He says, I met Art Taber on the set of the 10 Commandments, the silent film.
That was a long
So-
time ago.
Yeah.
You're
at
admitting
least-
you're old too. Sheesh.
At least 200-watt studios. He even insults people that aren't here. So,
But he shot himself.
that's true. If you met him on the set of, then you had to be there too, buddy.
Darth
Okay.
Scipio says Gary Martin is a young fella in Methuselah years.
Boy, that was you
Yeah,
worked
see,
really
that's
hard
just
for a
a
bad
sample.
joke.
Just a sample, Aaron. I'm not going to read them all.
Yeah. Well, if they're all that bad, I wouldn't either. Come on, man. We need to up your game with those
Yeah,
jokes.
the old man jokes. You guys have to.
Could bring the heat.
G Money so old he farts dust.
Yeah, you got to say it like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just getting. Yeah, I did not read the Pappy G jokes
Papa G.
that you started.
I'm surprised there haven't been any corn dog jokes today.
There have been a few.
Oh, how you just passed them over?
Yeah, that's one.
What are the corn dog jokes?
Oh my god!
I told some corn dog stories, and now people are, how they.
I don't understand about the food, corn dogs.
Yeah,
Yes.
and now that's how people latch on to something, and now I'm the corn dog guy.
The Reader's Digest version is he terrorized some poor lady that worked behind the meat counter at a Safeway or something because the corn dogs in the rotisserie were pretty weak, and she
They were
took it
black.
personal.
They
Wow.
were burnt. They were black.
And that this all started because he was in the grocery store and heard some old guy, his wife. What did she say? Is there anything
He
else
asked
we
him.
need?
Yeah, this old couple. She asked him, "Can you think of anything else?" And the old guy says, "Yeah, we're low on corn dogs."
No.
And I had to think, wait a minute. He didn't say we're out.
We're low on them.
They're low. So he had to have them on hand.
And so
all
this
the time.
then
And that got me in the mood. And so I went over to the deli, and they were,
That
like
got me in the mood. There are still some corn dogs.
Yep. And then the corn dogs were disgusting, and I had a conversation with the deli woman, and she
Didn't go well.
ended up in the while I was checking out, I saw her coming out of the manager's office in tears.
Well, I mean, they gave you hot dog FOMO, fear of missing out, and then they let you down. I mean, the end
Yeah,
result
I
was
was. Yep, yep.
not what it was cracked up to be. I
No,
understand.
I've never
Yeah,
been a
so
corn
that's
dog guy, even at like
now
county
from
fairs. You know,
No, you definitely regret them. You know, they're a regrettable food. Most
well,
things at county fairs are, though.
Tashiro says Pappy G and his usual corn doggery.
yep, there it is. You got it stirred up.
That's that sums it up right there.
Well, I brought this up before, but I had an art director at the first studio I ever worked at in commercial art, and he was from the South, and he would tell us stories of state fairs in the Panhandle, which he called the Redneck Riviera of Florida.
Mm.
And he was saying you could get possum on a stick. Can you imagine?
No.
That's disgusting.
I know, but
Do
apparently,
you know it's possum when you?
well, that's what I'm saying. Is it, do they just like stick them on there, or do they? Is it like, you know, they clean them and you're just getting possum meat? I wasn't really clear on what he was
So
saying.
just at a glance, you just know it's possum.
I don't know, but I don't know that. I mean, I would try just about anything once, just for, you know, just to say I did it. But man, I don't know.
No, I mean, there's some things that I wouldn't try. I mean, I would not try a possum ever, like ever, because it's like a rodent. I think it's a marsupial, whatever it is. But my dad saw one when I was a kid. There was it was out in the daylight for some reason. One of these possums in front of the house, and for some reason my dad picked it up, and I remember watching him pick it up. And as he picked it up, fleas, tons of fleas jumped up his arm. And ever since I saw that, I said, Dad, put that thing down. Look what's it. Ever since I saw that, I've hated opossums. Hated them.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
Now, I
Aaron?
like how you had to like chastise your dad.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing?
I'm going to be scarred for the rest of my life.
Leave that thing alone. Was it dead or was it alive?
It was alive.
And he just decided to pick it up?
Well, my dad tells these stories about when he was a kid, like in Edgewater Park, like him and his brothers going out hunting rabbits and various vermin, with their guns. So I guess it was no big deal to him. Like, I would never handle an opossum, but
No.
I guess he had done it before, and whatever.
Oh, that's
My pop.
Oh, Aaron.
You got to have adventurous like family members that you can tell stories about, right?
Old Man Holiday, he's going to be here next week, so he'll be on the channel.
Oh, really? You bring your dad on? That's fun.
All the time, yeah. My dad loves this. He loves the chat, and the chat loves him.
I'd love to hear him regale us with hunting stories.
Oh my goodness! Well, they're all regrettable. My dad's a conservative hippie, who is like animal rights. He won't eat any meat. He says, son, I do not want to live a cruel life. I don't want to hurt any animals in order to sustain myself, and I don't need to. He said, do not make your body a cemetery for animals.
Wow.
So
As you finished off a big steak today.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like, what are you talking about? And Dad, you're like the worst vegetarian in the world. All you do is carbo load, It's like, he doesn't even like vegetables.
How can you be a vegan if you don't like vegetables?
Well, he's not a vegan. He'll eat some eggs, he'll eat some cheese. He'll definitely eat cheese. But he comes here, and he's excited for the Jersey like Italian food, because he lives in North Dakota. I his whole existence is a puzzle to me. I really don't get it. But he saves the Native people. He's got a government job advocating for the Native Americans of North Dakota.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh. And he's an attorney. So my dad's a very strange. He's kind of a dichotomy of a human being.
Sounds very interesting, though.
Yeah, he is. So he'll be here. He'll be here on the 26th, and he'll definitely be annoying me down in the basement. Trying to do my show.
Hey, what are you doing, son? Trying to live stream, Dad.
He's like, son, the people need to hear from, Saint Holiday. His name's Harvey, but he thinks he gets a code name. He's changed his name to Holiday, and then he granted himself sainthood. I'm like, you don't get to do that, Dad.
So, other people have to do that for you. You can't gloss yourself.
Right. Saint Holiday.
JD for $5 says, question for the pros. Do I need to learn to draw using tech to publish my own comic, or can I still do all the original way, pencil and pen? Thank you. I assume by tech you mean like doing, Photoshop and things like that. Dude, I still do everything old-fashioned and I scan it. I mean, you'll have to get a scanner at some point if you don't work digitally. But, yeah, you can do it the old-fashioned way.
You got to do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
JD, I don't think it matters what tools you use. It's all about the results.
Boy, isn't that the truth? 200-watt studio. My goodness. Possum on a Stick is a film on Cornhub.
Wait a minute. Let me write that down.
Yeah, right. Let's save that for. Oh my goodness. Okay.
That sounds like a good name for a garage band.
Cornhub?
No, Possum on a Stick.
Oh, Possum on a Stick. Yeah. Well, they had the Dead Kennedys, right? So it's nothing is off limits for sure.
Billy Tucci. It's in the chat.
The Tooch?
Yeah.
Hey, Billy. Why isn't he in here drawing?
He will be one day.
Aaron, do you see Billy's?
I see everybody saying hey to Billy, but
He said
Billy for $5. Now he's my best friend. Thank you, Billy. Appreciate that. Said, excellent drawing and stream, true believers. Thank you, Billy.
Yeah, see, Aaron just revealed something about himself. So we'll see if the chat picked up on it.
It's all about the Benjamins. No, we only have one guest at a time, and the main reason is because I don't want the screens to be so small that everybody can't simultaneously get a good shot of what everybody's doing.
That makes sense. But on the other hand, if you were a competent host, what you would do is you would randomly expand people's screens, so at pivotal moments.
You're expecting me to be a little bit more tech savvy than I am.
Right.
But
I think I saw Jimmy Reyes in the chat.
Jimmy Reyes is always lurking in the chat.
Yeah, I'm looking for it, Jimmy. Sorry, I missed what you said. Well, hey, Jimmy, if you're still there.
What is Jimmy saying?
Jimmy is
everywhere. Can't find it.
He's saying Jimmy Reyes.
Jimmy.
Hey, Ethan, I caught myself the other day when I was driving saying to myself, Gary, Martin.
That works. So stupid. You know what? I really think my Ghost of Matakumba Key song really helps sell that book. Ghost of Matakumba Key.
You had us all singing it, man.
Yeah, I really think it helped to sell. It's strange how earworms like that work. People are like, what the hell? I'll back it, That's silly. That Ethan. That's a silly song. I like that song. It's silly. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna back this book.
Yeah, despite my natural tendency to dismiss this, I'm gonna back it anyway.
Yeah, why not? It's making me laugh.
It's a great
walk around the house, singing little songs. Somebody goes, "What's up, Matt?" Oh, that Ethan. I'm gonna go background on.
I like it. Okay, Jimmy Reyes. Driving Raids just needs 2 backers to reach a milestone of 250 backers. First for Jimmy. So you guys are out there. You've not backed Jimmy's Dragon Raid. 2 away.
That gives me pause here for a moment. I should actually, since Ethan's been so kind to be on the show, to kind of pimp his wares a little bit. Along with some other stuff here while you guys draw. This will slow me down a bit, but that's okay. I can catch up. if I can figure out where my buttons are.
Jimmy Reyes. Jimmy.
What happened to my? Oh, there I am. Okay, here we go. Are you telling me there's a super chat again?
No, no.
Or you
I'm
just
making an editorial.
Oh, an editorial comment about my hosting skills. Okay, thank you very much. Here we go. David Williams and, of course, Ethan Van Sciver's fearsome preview book. Ethan, what do you want to share about this?
Well, I just want to say the first issue is almost complete, and it's very exciting. David Williams is doing a great job. Look at that character there. I love that. So we're going to launch pretty soon. I just think March is a good month to launch if I can. Maybe April. I don't know. We will see. I'd like to get the first issue completed. I don't want to pressure David.
Isn't there? I heard a rumor out there. The word on the street is that Ethan, you're going to fire David because he wants to do the covers.
No. No. That's one of the reasons we can't launch. We don't even have a cover right now. So I got Shane Davis is working on one. I'm going to do one, and David is invited to do his covers too. So we'll have 3 different variants.
And now you're talking about the regular book, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, but you're still in demand on your preview book.
The preview book has a Kanan White cover, but I don't want to do any more Kanan White covers because every single book out there in crowdfunding has a GD Kanan White cover on it, and every single one. And I like Kanan's work a lot, but it's not indicative of what the actual comic on the interior looks like at all anymore. It's just everybody's got a Kanan White cover. And Dale Keown's going the same way, and Dale better watch it too. We need more people who are the interior artists doing the cover, so it's representative of what's in the book.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, that's a little bit more old school. Now, Dale's doing something for you, isn't he?
Well, I think so. Yes,
allegedly.
Yes, sort of.
Okay.
I'm like, hey, whenever you want to. Like Dale's funny. Like every week you'll get a panel out of him. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, you take your time, Dale. I don't know what he's doing.
I don't either. When he does it, it's usually pretty good. It's just getting him to do it.
Yeah, I describe it as like I got a Salamandroid book underway from Dale Keown. It's like trying to fill a bathtub with orange juice hand squeezed. So you got to. It's going to take a while. We will get there. But and when it's done, it's going to be
It'll
great.
be delicious. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you can get in and back this fearsome preview book. It's available and in demand right now. And it has half the fearsome comic in it, or 11, 12 pages, and David Williams layouts and sketch art and stuff like that, which makes this really unique. So rather than waiting for the actual fearsome book to come out, get in on this because it'll be highly collectible. You're just printing this to order, right, Ethan? It's sort of
that's correct. Yeah. Print to order, and then the fearsome book we're going to print the living heck out of. So,
all right,
very excited. It looks so good. David's doing a great job.
Yep, and I like what you've created there story wise. It looks really, really good, really interesting stuff, and like comics are supposed to be. Who would have thought that would be a good idea? Create interesting content that's well drawn. Wow, what a novel concept. But that's not the only thing. I was able to find this. This is your Cyberfrog Dark Harvest.
Yeah.
Which you're at 303 right now. Wow, 4,000 backers. Man.
Oh, shoot. I thought that was somebody's phone number.
Yeah, Dark Harvest.
What can you tell us about this?
So Dark Harvest is an in-betweener book. It's
a wiener book.
It's
David. He's like in 6th grade. He said wiener.
If you read Wreck Planet, there's this is a book that you can read in between Wreck Planet and Red Extermination. That'll give you a whole lot of information. Somebody asked yesterday. They said,
that's awesome.
Yeah, Dale Keown. Is it necessary to read Dark Harvest? And I used to say no, but now I'm saying yes. I think it is. I think you need to read Dark Harvest to go into Red Extermination.
Well, you even got like chicken in a box. Look at that.
Yeah, we're gonna make chicken boxes.
Now, I assume those are to hold the comics, right? Not actual chicken.
Either or, but they're meant to look like fast food boxes. But yeah, your order. We were gonna originally make those as shipping crates, but people wanted them in mint condition, and that seemed like a logistical nightmare. Yeah.
No,
So now we're
That's
making
the
them.
inevitability of it. It's like anytime you do a box and you put printing on it, suddenly that becomes collectible. So now you have to get a box to ship the box in, to ship the stuff in.
That's right.
Even if you thought about like printing like chicken grease stains on the box.
Oh, that'd be nice.
That's kind of
Make it like photorealistic.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
So we're here to provide you with great ideas, Ethan, because you don't have enough of them. You need it. Thank you, Gary. Alpha Suma for 20. Which of you can make web pits? Not just cool, but legendary. Which of you can make web pits? Are you talking about like the webbing in his armpits?
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone do that besides Ditko?
I love doing them.
Yeah.
I never really understood it, why he'd take the time to web up his pits, but
Yeah.
it was a
It
look,
looked cool.
you know.
And you have another super chat that I think that you haven't read.
The idea was to
Chris
glide,
Topher.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
he uses them to glide. Yep.
Chris Topher, who has a Dale Keown avatar on his thing. Chris Topher for $2. Jimmy's song had the opposite effect for me.
Sorry, Jimmy.
Yeah, well, Jimmy, we tried, links to both of these of Ethan's campaigns, and David's, of course, is working on Fearsome too, are in the description of this video. So you guys want to follow those and back these projects if you have not already. Gary, of course, is ready to almost ready to ship your art book. You want to throw that up there real quick, Gary? I'll make you big. How many pages are in that sucker again?
130.
Now, are you going to have extra copies? Because there's going to be people that are like, I forgot to back, or I missed it, I didn't know about it.
I will have extra copies.
How can someone get a hold of you if they wanted one of those extra copies of that?
I'm going to set something up, but for right now, just shoot me an email, inkart@earthlink.net.
Inkart@earthlink.net. You want to get in on that great illustration book. All amazing black and white illustrations done with the magic of Gary's brush. So if you guys did not order that, you can still get copies. You can contact him directly, as we just said. So make sure you do that. You will not be sorry. I'm very excited to. Now, are you signing these, or do I have to ask for signature?
Signatures extra.
Well, you lousy son of a...
Yeah. Yep. Taking
That's off Neil Adams. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's probably $50, right?
Yeah, the signatures more than the book.
Okay, well, sign mine and whatever, but I don't know.
Aaron, you can take me down now.
Sign mine on the inside. Don't sign on the cover.
No,
and I know just saying that
I
he's
don't
gonna
like
sign
signing
on
on covers.
Okay, all right. Just want to make sure.
You don't get what you want, Aaron.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to make a note. I'm going to sign yours especially on the cover.
Yeah. Whatever it is that Aaron wants, Gary's not going to give him.
Do the opposite.
Yeah, I bought one of years ago. I bought a sketchbook from Arthur Adams, and he gave it to me. And I'm like, "Can you sign it?" He goes, "Seriously, you want me to sign it?" And I said, "Yes, I want you to sign it." So he opened the book and signed, "To Aaron, you nerd," Arthur Adams. So. He was like I don't know, like he didn't think that because I was a professional that I'd want him to sign it. And I was like, he made me pay. David L for $2. Thank you, David. He says, trying to get Fearsome with figure add-on not available. WF, is that what that? Trying to get trying to
WTF.
get fearsome figure add-on not available.
Right.
Does that maybe mean anything to you, Ethan?
Maybe there were add-ons and then now they're not. There aren't anymore. Yeah, like the campaign opened up as a Cyberfrog Monday campaign, which was like a Christmas special kind of thing. And I can't, like, I took those specials down because they're just they were ridiculously cheap and limited time. So, you know, that was like 3 months ago.
So there you go. There's your answer.
Sorry.
Aaron, what is the time situation?
Gentlemen, we got about 22 minutes. So don't feel pressured. I'm going to do real quickly here. Take a look at my campaign, which is Kit Carter, Planet Doom. If I bring it up here, there we go. This 64-page graphic novel. It comes in a hardcover edition as well as a softcover edition. And the hardcover is signed and numbered. There's the cover for it right there. It also has a little art gallery in the back of it that will only be in the hardcover. Or you can get the softcover edition here. Great painted cover by good friend Chris Stevens. And so that would be your regular trade edition. Here's some nice interior page work.
What's that character's name again?
Schmagma.
Okay.
With an A. Let's not get confused here. Dan Lawless provided the artwork on the back cover there. Nice little pinup shot of Kit. Gary and provided the line work here. Kelsey provided the colors for this sort of tribute to Buck Rogers' Rosetta covers from the 50s. Yep. Nice, really nice piece. That'll only be in the hardcover, though. We got T-shirts, black and teal, available of Merv and Kit there. Sketchbook that's also 8.5 by 11, so it matches the size of the book, so a little bit larger format, so we can show the artwork a little bit better. You can also get the 14 by 36 insert movie poster of Kit Carter Planet Doom.
As soon as Aaron does the painting.
That's right. The drawing's done. I got to paint it, but I got to do one more prep painting, and then I'm jumping into it. So
you're not going to finish the pages first. You're going to paint them.
No, I'm going to be painting it in the evenings while I'm drawing during the day.
Okay.
So Kit Carter shot glass is laser etched. It won't wash off when you put it in the dishwasher. You can also get Garbage Man Power Cubed trade paperbacks, Wraith of God 1 second printing with the all new covers. Or you can get Wraith of God 2, which is Wraith of God Blood Hunters, and all 4 covers are still available. All this stuff is available as add-ons, along with a little bit of original art. So you'll find the link in the description of this video. So if you haven't backed that, please consider doing so. As I said, everybody's campaign is linked in the description of this video. So there you go.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I do what I can to help you little guys out.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, you know, I know you're struggling, Ethan, and I'm trying to help you as best I can.
Yeah, very much appreciate it.
Jay Sim says half the panel is wearing diapers right now.
I don't think I appreciate the insinuation.
There needs to be a camera.
So Aaron is one of them.
I guess so. And then you'd be the other one, Gary. Why would you read something that would make you look bad like that?
Why do you think it makes me look bad?
Well, because you're the other half that's wearing the diaper.
Yeah, but he's been wearing diapers since he was in his 20s, and he's recreationally.
I'm used to it by now. Yeah,
he's not ashamed of it.
I'm embracing it.
Oh, Gary's just like, yeah. So, what's your point?
So that's how I roll.
Got him into a subculture. It's no big deal. Don't kink shame.
So, Ethan, are you still on this meat diet, or is it you just kind of on it, or how's that going?
Yeah, I'm just kind of on it. You know, I'm not really.
That's me. I'm kind of on it.
Yeah, I can't. It's like it's too much to just make. You know, I'm trying to eat right, but most importantly, I'm at the gym, and just you know, Every morning we're at the gym now, and it's
Oh, really?
yeah,
Good
it's
for
a good
you.
time. You know, it's encouraging to. It's good to spend time with Andrea. You know, we have our mornings together because you know, the rest of the day is pretty chaotic. So
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. It's like as much as you got going on, that's got to be more difficult to kind of like, you know, get the family time in there and everything else, and still get everything done you need to get done. And
yeah, like yeah, it's like I said, it's a big balancing act. But we get the kids off to school, then we go to the gym, and today I took her out to breakfast, and I think I took her to Home Goods to shop, and then we hit the tanning salon. And you know what? Yeah, I don't care what people say anymore. I loved it. I went into the tanning salon. I got people telling me I'm going to die from every single thing. Listen, I don't care. I hope I die of skin cancer because that would be great. People would say, "What did he die of? Obesity, diabetes?" No, skin cancer from hanging out at the tanning salon. You didn't expect that, did you? That would be fine. We all gonna go. I went in there. It smelled like the beach. You know, it's like, oh yeah, it's Jersey. This is so. It just feels great to be in here right now. So
Now-
we did that.
so, okay, well, so you're on board with this the pedicure stuff, and now tanning salon as well.
Well, I've always been. Yeah, like yeah. Andrew and I go to the tanning salon all the time, and I have to just to look human. Otherwise, I look like one of those geckos that you see in Mesa, Arizona, that stick to people's doorways. I gotta go, so.
So
Just to look human.
you're saying that you're unnaturally pale. And
Yeah,
so-
yeah. Yeah, it's not fair. Andrea, meanwhile, like tans beautifully. We have a picture together before we dated.
Mhm.
She came to see me in Philadelphia Comic-Con in 2010, and we took a nice picture, together. And it's just like she is brown and I am white. It is an unbelievably weird picture.
Yeah, you don't. I'm the same way. You don't know how white you are until you're standing next to someone that has color.
Right.
Because you look in the mirror and you're like, but then when you're standing next to someone.
That's how I
Until
was
you-
when I first met David.
That's what I was going to say. Until you're standing next to your black friend.
That's
Damn,
right.
I'm white.
Like, dude, I got to get a tan, man. This is making me look bad.
Yeah, so I'm excited about it. I like the tanning salon. I don't care what anyone says. And the worst thing about it though is being like nearly 300 pounds and getting into a tanning bed, because that's what I did today. And I got in there and you just feel the plastic underneath you like crack, and you're like, the worst thing in the world would be like if the plastic actually cracked like a windshield because
Oh my
I'm on
gosh.
top of it. Like that would be a nightmare. But I'm still doing it.
Well, I'll tell you, I had this when I was, I don't know, I was 19 or 20. I was working at good old Montgomery Ward. Do you remember that store?
Oh yeah.
And
Are they still around?
I had a friend, who's a gal that worked there. We used to hang out a lot. She was heavy-ish.
Mhm.
And she came over to my house one day. I don't know where we were working on something. And she was sitting at I shouldn't say this isn't very nice, but she was sitting in, we had these wooden chairs at the dining room table. And she leaned back and broke it in half.
Oh boy.
And so it's like, what do you say at that point? Because you're like, maybe, it's like you try to pretend like, oh, the wood was already weak. It was cracked. And
That
it
was our
uh,
breakaway stunt chair. Sorry.
Yeah,
about that.
exactly. Joke's on you. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I warmed it up for you.
Yeah, I was kind of like, I didn't know what to say. I felt bad, and then it was like, oh. But David L doesn't feel bad. I don't think he does. He says for $5. Thank you so much. He says, so can I? He says, so I can buy the figure and add on line art variant, but not the regular cover. I just tried it. Can you please add the Fearsome regular cover as an add-on? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't know that was a problem. That's interesting. Yeah, I'll go monkey with the campaign when I'm done. Yeah.
Tagamo Model Works for $10. Thank you, sir. Says, thank you for all the show. Best wishes to Kelsey's mom. Get better soon. And thank you, Ethan, for filling in. I will have to watch some Stephen Wright bits after this. Is he comparing you to Stephen Wright, the comedian?
That would be nice.
I haven't heard from him in a long time. Is he still like doing the thing? The stand-up stuff?
Yeah, he's still out there. Like, I went home, I put my car keys into my front door lock and started up my house. Drove it around the state. That guy's great.
I was filling out a job application, and one of the questions was, do things taste salty to you?
Ethan, you seem like a guy who chases down entertainment. I mean, you go to a lot of shows, a lot of concerts, a lot of stuff. Yeah. Is that an accurate description?
I like to go out. I value this is weird, but I love old entertainers, and I realize that we're losing them all. So, if like Don Rickles, we went to Las Vegas and Don Rickles was playing, and I got Andrew and I like second row seats to see him in Vegas, and it was like 2 weeks before he died, and it was like,
you didn't shake his hand, did you?
No, no. I wanted him to call me a hockey puck or something. He didn't. I was hoping he would heckle me. But he didn't. It's just that you gotta go see these people. Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons are coming back to Atlantic City in June, and I've seen them 8 times, but I'm gonna go again. And
How old is he now?
He's like 84. I mean, I don't even know if he sings. I'm not sure what he's doing up there, but the show was really good.
When I was in college, I went to see a taping of the CPO Sharkey show. Mm-hmm. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
And he did stand up before the filming to warm up the audience. He was hilarious.
He was so good at this show. He said you weren't allowed to take pictures at the show, but I did anyway.
Of course.
So I got a couple of really good shots of Don Rickles, so like one of his last performances. Yeah, I like that. It's like you. Andrew goes, why are we going to see Frankie Valli again? And the reason is because pretty soon we won't be able to. It's like, I want to go see Frankie Valli. You can't, okay? You missed your chance. You can't see him now.
Yeah.
Oh, what a night. Can't see him. So I'm going. I'm going to go see him every time he comes around. I really like the music. And, it's like, I missed Prince. I could have seen one of Prince's last shows because he was playing in Washington, D.C. The night I drove up to see Andrea when we were just dating in 2014 or so. And I had to drive home, and I was driving through Washington, D.C., of course, to get back to North Carolina. And he was playing in D.C. I said, I will be pulling through there right when he's playing. I could easily get a ticket and go see Prince. And I said, I'll catch him another time. Andrea basically said, like, I want to go see Prince. I said, I better go wait. I'll wait to see him with you. Nope. Then he died. So you got to get out there and see these guys because death is coming for all of us with its icy cold grip.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss out.
Yeah. So you hear that, chat? So you better buy my book because my days are numbered.
Yeah, but it'll probably be cheaper after you die. So.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. My daughter will be giving them away.
Yeah. So I get rid of this crap. Why do you give me all this crap to deal with? That's what my kids are saying. It's like, you guys get rid of something.
Aaron, you've got 2 or 3 super chats, I think.
Hey, man, we're down the stretch here, man. I got to finish this. But not that I ever reject a super chat. Okay, we did that. G-Dash for $5. Thank you, sir. Best part of the week was Nolan making fun of Superman getting a pedicure, saying no straight man would do that.
Right to me when I was there.
Great, yeah. Ethan. Now, wait a minute. I get them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was actually kind of funny. And you stood your ground. You didn't back off. You said no.
Because you know what it is? Because men have been conditioned to not know what's good for us and to allow women to have some things that we should be having too. If you had a pedicure, if you went to go get your pet like a pedicure, you would be like, this is a scam. Like the fact that like we don't do this makes no sense. Like women hid this from us by calling it feminine.
But there's nothing better than sitting there. I will tell you this. Having a woman clip your toenails is the greatest thing in the world. And just ask your wife to do that for you. Like, she'll look at you like you're a disgusting piece of garbage. But you can pay an Asian woman to do it, and she will. And put your foot in a foot bath while she gives you a little cup of wine and you're watching, I don't know what, Sally Jesse Raphael or something like that on the TV. And this is what women are doing while men are at work. You know what I mean? Like, women are like, I gotta go get my pedicure. And, like, you're sitting there, like, pounding nails and do, what do men do? Like, railroad
I don't know what regular guys do. I know pounding nails is not high on my list, but I've been known to do it. But
yeah, women are sitting there getting their pedicures, manicures. So what I'm saying is this: like, don't listen to people. Go try it once. Take your wife. Pretend it's like I'm gonna do it with you just because we're aren't we a great couple? And you will be so angry afterwards. You'll be like, why aren't we doing this too? Isn't right.
Well, all right. I shouldn't admit this, but I have gone once with my wife.
Yeah.
And it was like some Christmas present or something. You got the pedicure, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Although my feet felt really weird at the bottom of my feet because they
scrub it. They sand it down.
They scrub all the dead skin and everything off there. And
it's amazing. Yeah.
I hope you tipped her heavily for that.
That's David me? Calling. No. Yes, David.
Hey, I was hoping. Hello.
Yeah, you're on speaker, by the way.
Why is David calling you?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Hello.
This is great radio, right?
He's having camera problems, I think.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
By default.
Can you hear me? No, they just.
Oh wait, no. Aaron's was good.
Yeah, I think he's having camera problems. Meanwhile, Aaron, I think there's still a couple of super chats. Slade Wilson, the returned man. Slade Wilson. Yeah.
No, wait a minute. The only ones that's showing up in mine was G Dash was the last one.
346 is when he sent it. What else?
I'm not seeing it. I think there's
and Timothy Fitzgerald also sent one 344.
Well, can you see it, Gary?
Yeah.
Read them because they're not showing. I'm not seeing them for some reason.
Man, the business of YouTube is super chats. I don't.
$2. Thank you, Timothy. Hail, Spidey's number one. You four have an untold Spidey tale? No.
That sounds confusing to me.
Slade Wilson, the returned man, for $2. Thank you, Slade. Didn't think I'd ever be saying that. Thank you, Slade. Ethan, WTF, is up with that right arm.
What right arm? This?
Picking on you.
I don't know, dude. Leave me alone. I'm doing my best.
Slade, there's nothing wrong with that right arm. So you don't see those at all, Aaron?
Hang on one second. I'm calling David back. Gary, entertain us with a story of a corn dog, will you, for a sec?
I only have two, and I told those. People are commenting on your pedicure. Okay, we got another super chat from Joe Fogo. Frogio, I'm sorry.
Joe Frogo.
Yeah, Frogo. Hi. That's it. His chat was for $2.69.
Just saying hi.
Interesting. Queen Mickey's asked, saying, Gary, make me the executor of your will. Sorry, it's scrolling. And I'll sell your art for corn dogs and golf balls.
Corn dogs and golf balls? What the?
Yeah, that's tempting, Mickey. That's tempting.
Joe Frogo for $2.69 says, hi. Thanks, Joe. Hello to you.
So social.
what a crazy show this has been today. David's computer is crapped out on him, so we're gonna bring this home here, Ethan. We've only got about 5 minutes to go. So
I'm done. I'm pretty much done here.
You calling it in? Let me finish Spidey's eyes here, and then we'll take a look at what we've accomplished. And so, are you gonna are you planning on trash casting tonight, or what's your schedule for this evening?
Well, I mean, I'm supposed to. I'd really like to just draw, but we'll see what. I got to read the internet and see if there's anything that makes me angry, and then I'll try.
That won't take long.
I was going to say that that generally doesn't take much effort to get pissed off reading something on the internet.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So is it? So you expanded Trash Cast just to like anything that pisses you off that you want to, did you want to gripe about?
Yeah, it's brutal honesty about, some of the people on the internet who, I think are, I don't want to say anything. It's your show. It's so nice. I don't want to be mean on the internet right now. But yeah, like basically it's brutal honesty on the internet. So ordinarily people tiptoe around some stuff that maybe and some people that maybe should be confronted. In my case, it happened recently where it became pretty clear that I should do that. So that's what I started to do. And then the other thing is just reviewing comic books honestly in this space. Being sort of letting go of that last taboo, which is not criticizing people's comics. But doing honest critiques and serving like the fans as best as you can. I think that's a entertaining thing.
It is, but as you pointed out, that's been taboo for a long time, at least for other professionals to critique other professionals, right? I mean, that's just something that you always avoided, but you feel that it's a public service to kind of get in there and provide those critiques.
Yeah, I think so because people are enjoying it, and I did the ISOM. Thank you. The leg was missing there off the logo. I did a critique of ISOM #1 that I did out of spite, and actually I was paid to do it, but I mean I was happy to be able to kind of tee off on that piece of garbage. Right. And then what I ended up like hearing from people was I feel like I learned a lot from that. And so, it was kind of, it's something that I want to do more of. I did a really great review of Mike Barron's Bronze Star and ended up selling him like 200 copies of his book, sold out of his book. So I thought like it can be a force for good. When I like to do a book that I really don't like and a book that I really do like, I think would be the ideal scenario.
Well, you've got to wonder, movie critics are never shy, about putting out there what they think about something. And you don't really see that often in comics, where,
there's
what I mean?
Yeah, there's so many critics, and we're all critics. We're all making critical videos that I think are sometimes unfair of Disney, Warner Brothers movies, but not a lot of criticism of comic books that are coming from our scene. And I think it would be helpful if there were, because it would draw some more attention to some of the good ones and encourage people to do better work.
Well, I think that's the bottom line, right? We have to be really in this space. I hate using that term, but we have to be better. We have to compete. And I don't know, you'd probably disagree that we're not really competing with Marvel and DC because we're not really in the marketplace that they're in, but we're still trying to get comic book readers. And, I think we have to hold ourselves to a high standard to produce stuff that, is really going to be desirable for people to get a hold of and read. So.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's important that we do it.
All right. Well, here we are at 4:02. I think that's good enough. We'll take a look at what we've accomplished here today. Unfortunately, David had to dip.
I didn't even get to look at his.
I know. I don't know what he did.
Were you, Aaron? Do you have the ability to go back on the show and pull up a shot of his piece?
not till I end this thing, and then you could go back, and I would have to like EFAP myself, I think.
Okay.
But anyway, here's what I didn't get the webbing done, but you guys can see where it's pretty much headed here.
So you don't have enough time, like by the way, I really like that pose. It's really neat.
Thank you.
You're not giving us enough time to actually finish the project. I mean, was this just an hour? How long was this?
Well, it was an hour and a half. I've been trying to get us out of here at 2 hours. I don't want to when I have guests on, I don't like to monopolize you guys' time because I know you're incredibly busy. But my problem is, of course, I'm constantly getting distracted with other things. And plus I started this thing over about 4 times. So I finally got a pose that I was kind of happy with, but I'm only like about 15 minutes from being done. So I'll post this with the webbing on it on Twitter and stuff. And of course we'll take a look at it next week as well. But let's see what our guest artist did. Oh, you got all the black in there and everything. Look at that webbing.
This is lousy. But as quick as I could get it done. I'm so bad going fast and everything, and I have never drawn Spider-Man before outside of a couple of convention commissions. So
really,
yeah, I don't draw Spider-Man. So mine is kind of like a McFarlane Bagley kind of mashup, I guess here. And it's not great, but at least I got it done. Like I feel proud of myself that the figure's finished.
You should. I mean, this is. We don't have much time, and it's kind of like to be able to crank it out and get it done, and still produce something that is, has some level of coolness in it is what it's all about. So,
thank you. You're so kind. Yeah, but I appreciate it. It's fun to do. It's fun to do this.
It looks good, Keith. And I'm messing with you.
Has anyone seen a Ethan Spider-Man before?
I mean, there might be 2 out there. There really aren't that many. Yeah,
dude, this is auction fodder. Like,
look at this. Look at how I was like, fuck, and I just made the webbing here. Look at the hand; it's busted. It's so bad.
You can always go in and noodle just a little bit, off camera, and then next time you do one of your big auction streams, man, I'll bet you can get a little, especially since you've never drawn Spidey or only a couple times. So
yeah.
Look at this, Brian Norton. Is that like 1,000 yen or something?
Yeah, what is that?
That's like 50 cents, I think. Hail Graybeards, got to go to work now. Big production this weekend. Art looks great as always. Bye all. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate that. Brian's all the way in Japan and watching our show in Japan. So we have an international flavor. Spambot. Is that A50? Is that Australian? Nice Spideys. Big congrats for Ethan making it onto the Graybeards studio stream. I knew you had potential, EVS. Rest in peace, David. Yeah, David will be back, and I'm sure he will show us something just like magnificent. And we're just going to say, well, you didn't finish it on the show.
We'll probably see it next week.
Yeah.
I know David.
That's usually how he goes. He gets about halfway done on the show, and then next week he shows up with something brilliant, and you're like, wait a minute. So...
You're right about this. Somebody said that's not a spider, that's an ant. You're right. They only have 2 segments, right? A spider. Forget it. I give up. It's so weird. It's like a character that I've looked at my whole life. I have no idea how to draw him, but
dude, Spider-Man is weird. It's like we were talking about on the Professionals yesterday about how difficult Superman is until you kind of get an understanding of the character. I was like, some of these characters, it's like you got to get that vibe before you can really represent them right. And like I've hardly drawn Spider-Man either, and it's just kind of like trying to figure out a pose that worked is always like, real quickly here, DJ Gravy Mix, DJ Gravy Mix, $14.99. He said I had an opportunity to see David Bowie in 2004, but didn't because I didn't feel familiar enough with his music. I've become a big fan of him since, but that was the last time he ever toured. He's gutted by it.
Wow.
I always say, like, I got invited to see Nirvana in 1993. In Philadelphia, and I went, I'll see him next time. No, yeah, I would have loved to have had that, like, just in my repertoire of concerts I've been to, but I missed Kurt Cobain too. So I love it. I love going to live music events. It's my favorite.
Well, I mean, it's so memorable, and I have my whole life is filled with, man, I should have done that. Why didn't I buy that when I had the chance? Why didn't I go there when I don't know. I'm pathetic.
Go do things and have fun.
Exactly. All right, guys, thank you so much. I want to thank everybody for the super chats and the participation. We've had a record number here today. I figured Ethan would bring them in, and you certainly did. We're looking at 1,300 viewers right now. That's on Twitter and YouTube. We really appreciate you guys being a part of this. Please hit the like and subscribe so that we can grow this channel and continue to bring on superstar artists like this guy right here, Ethan Van Sciver. And Ethan, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to come on and do a little drawing with us. It's been great. Thanks, you've been entertaining as always, and I really appreciate it.
I was honored to be invited. Thank you so much for your kindness.
Thanks. And you guys remember what's his name? Graham Nolan, Star Trek show at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern time. I'll probably be showing up there, and we'll talk about the first episode of Star Trek. Should be really fun. Anyway, you guys enjoy the rest of your week. Keep your eyes on the lookout for Trashcast on Ethan's channel just about every night, and when he's got something that pisses him off. So keep your eyes open for that, and stay in tune and be back here with us next week on Graybeard's Studio. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. Thanks again, Ethan.